Go Mouse Scouts, episode 99.
You're listening to Go Mouse Scouts, where we're dedicated to helping you and your kids have a great day at the Disney parks, whether you're just starting out or a seasoned pro. My name is Kris.
And I'm Megan.
And this episode, we are talking about the best places to nap at Disneyland.
Not for you, though.
Well, I can pretty much nap anywhere.
We're talking about nice, quiet places for your kids.
Yes, yeah. So, first of all, I wanted to mention that we are actually answering a question from one of the members of our Facebook group, which you can find by visiting gomousescouts.com/FB group and then request to become a member. But the question comes from Randy Crane, and he asks, and I didn't even copy and paste to the thing, so hold on, I'm going to pause this for a second. And we're back. So Randy was wondering about places for naps for toddlers that are the quietest and have the fewest distractions. He says it seems like all of the quiet places are going away or have periodic loud noises or intrusions, like a monorail blowing its whistle as it goes by. So yeah, we're gonna talk about these places. We're gonna cover Disneyland first. Now I think we should first cover the places that have not worked for us.
Yes, and I have tried many places over the years, having had 3 children already trying to nap in the parks. Most of my mistakes were made with the first, of course, because it was like, okay, yeah, we found this place that's nice and quiet. And then you have honk honk as the monorail goes by overhead. And I was like, oh, I didn't look up there. So, when you're looking for a nice quiet place to nap, you're going to want to look not just around you, but above you.
Look up, as people say, right?
So places that I've tried and then found out were not good places include the across from the Matterhorn, there's a dock that has tables and chairs and it's covered. It's a really nice, mostly quiet area, except for the periodic monorail that passes by honking its horn. So not such a great place because of the monorail. If the monorails happen to be down for the day, hey, that's a great place, but they're not usually. Let's see here. Oh, the benches in Frontierland. This was another place that I thought, oh, great. Found a nice, it can be a little crowded, but especially if you're closer to like the fort area, it can be
shaded bench or something.
Yeah, not too noisy from the crowds and stuff. Except the Mark Twain always blows its whistle when it comes by.
And you have the bell and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you've got that piercing shriek of noise there.
Of course, right now, as we're talking, whatever day it is in February right now, with the Mark Twain not actually running, it is a good place.
Yes. In fact, our youngest took a nap there just last week. And right now, we were actually told by the people on the Mark Twain that when it's more crowded, they're not letting people go up and ring the bell and, blow the whistle and stuff, just because it would be going off constantly if they let, one person do it. Yeah. They got to let everybody.
Exactly.
So if you do want to go and blow the whistle and everything, then you have to go like first thing, if it's going to be a crowded day. And then if it's a crowded day after that, hey, that is a good place right now to nap. For
a nap. So now, obviously, we're trying to create evergreen content that people are going to be able to listen to and get practical advice for visiting Disneyland. So if you're listening to this after those are up and running again, after all the construction on Star Wars Land, don't do it. Yeah. Because your kid will wake up. So...
another place that I tried that seemed like it would be good at first was in Toontown. When you walk into Toontown from, right next to Small World, if you turn left, there's actually like a little like courtyard area. That's before you hit Goofy's house, but there's like this little rounded courtyard area that has bench seating all the way around it. Seems nice, seems quiet, good for a place for an adult, to sit and just rest for a few minutes. However, the train is right behind you, the train station. So if you're trying to have your little one sleep there and, the trains are running, well, the whistle's going to be going off right behind you.
Right.
Another place that didn't work out.
Of course, again, right now, since the railroad isn't working because, they're doing the construction on Star Wars Land. Right now, it is a good place to nap. So, yeah, for kids. Again, not adults, for kids. So.
Well, that's a nice, quiet place for adults to sit and have a rest, too. So
right, and people watch or whatever and just kind of kick back. So, all right, so now that we have covered some of the places that have not worked for us, let's talk about the places at Disneyland that are good.
Well, let's see here. When you get off the Jungle Cruise, there is a little courtyard that has a fountain in it and has benches around it. And that's a really nice, quiet place. Now, sometimes they're using it for character meet and greets. It depends. It just, I don't know how to predict that. But when they're not using it for that, that can be a really nice, quiet area, place for, you to sit. And it's shaded for a good part of the day. And I like sitting there with a sleeping kid.
Yeah. Are they still letting people into the little show area where they were doing the the storytelling or whatever?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right.
On Main Street, there's actually two nice places. On Main Street, if you're surrounded by buildings, you're far from the trains, so you're not going to hear those. And then the monorail doesn't go over Main Street, so you're not going to have the monorail noise. So there's two places that I like there. If you're heading towards the castle down Main Street, about halfway up Main Street, in between some of the shops, there's like a little alleyway, and that's where the lockers are. If you go back there, there's also like a little ice cream window there, which actually I don't know if that's still open.
But
sometimes.
that's where the test wall is.
Yes, that's where the test wall is. Anyway, see Kit's episode for more information on that. There's tables and chairs, and it's nice and it's quiet. There's a water fountain. That's a good place. Also, if you continue down Main Street and then head over to where the baby care center is, don't go in the baby care center because it's going to be crazy noisy. But outside of the baby care center tends to be very quiet. It's another place that you can just sit and relax and let your kids sleep.
Yep. All right, so that's it for Disneyland. Now, you were mentioning to me that Disneyland California Adventure, there's really kind of a lot of places that you can go.
California Adventure, the monorail only runs over a small portion of it. And as a result, you don't get the monorail noise. They don't have a train that's running around, so you don't have train noises. They don't have boats blowing their whistles on the river. So there's a whole lot more areas there that are quiet. So some of our favorite places there include, if you head all the way down to the Paradise Pier and all the way down to the end of it, there's Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, and there's a lot of dining area out front there. There's tables and chairs and covered areas, and that can be a really nice, quiet area to go ahead and sit and have a nap. There are walking paths behind Grizzly Peak that are usually quite quiet as well. So those are another place that, if you just want to get away from the crowds for a little bit, or of course, if you have a child who needs to nap and you want some place that's quiet and pretty distraction free, that's a good place. And then another place that I like is outside of the Sunset Showcase Theater in Hollywoodland. This is the theater that used to have the Muppets in it, and now they do like previews there some of the time. And it's a place that doesn't tend to have a whole lot of traffic. It's a place that tends to be quiet. So it's another good place.
Right. And there's also one more thing that you could do if you have a sleeping child, and especially if you're wearing your child, would be to walk around the shops and, do some of your shopping at that point. Of course, if you're pushing around a stroller, I'll leave that to your own discretion, depending on how big your stroller is and
how crowded the stores are,
and how much you want to, elbow through people in your stroller. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for these tips. Now, this is episode 99, which means our next park tip episode is going to be episode 101. So that's going to be on next Monday. We are going to be revealing the winner to our Disneyland grab bag giveaway. So, and right now that's valued at $40. If we reach 100 members to our group, we're going to up that to $50, and we'll, throw a couple more things in that grab bag. But what you need to do to enter is to visit our Facebook group and become a member. And you can get there by visiting gomasscouts.com/FB group, and then find add some of your friends, and then find the pinned post at the top and tag them in a comment on that post. And each person you add and then tag in the post equals 1 entry for you. Mm-hmm. So
you could get 1 entry, you could get 12 entries. So that's up to you.
Yeah, all up to you. And becoming a member of the group, it's a fun place so far. As you can see, we answered one of our members' questions on this episode. So, you may be featured on our show as well. And so, yeah. I forgot to mention Randy Crane, whose question we answered. He also has the podcast Stories of the Magic, where he interviews cast members and, other people who have different things to do with Disney, about their careers and just their favorite things Disney-wise. So, you should check that out. You can find that at storiesofthemagic.com, and it's also, everywhere you can find podcasts. So the iTunes Store, Stitcher Radio, all of that good stuff. Probably Google Play and all that good stuff. So, thank you guys, everybody, so much for listening. If you have any questions, you can email us at fun@gomousescouts.com. I get to the end of the episodes and I'm just kind of like stumbling over my words. And finally, if you're enjoying these episodes and, liking what we're doing, please do us a huge favor and tell a friend about it. That's one of the best ways that we can, spread and reach a bigger audience. So once again, thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you in the next episode where we will reveal the winner. Take care.
Disney 98. Papa, what is